it's raining unfortunately. They said it was supposed to be just, quote, I guess, occasional rain shower, so let's see if it actually stops. And what did I read today? I guess a lot of hardware related news. How about the first one? This one was expected. DJI unveiled its new FPV drone, the DJI Avata 2. So once all, I guess, the flashy videos and hype wears down, what are the general specs and who's it for, I suppose? In terms of the weight, it's 377 grams. So unfortunately not under, for example, a 250 gram threshold, where for a lot of places you need that in order to fly things without, let's just say, license and registrations, or without a lot of the restrictions, like here in Canada anyways. The general flight time is about 23 minutes according to this, and the wind resistance is 10.7 ms level 5. The internal storage, it says, is 40 gigabytes with micro SD card support up to 512 gigabytes. That's kind of an interesting number, 46 gigabytes, 546 gigabytes. And for the image sensor, it says it's 1.3 inches with the effective pixels at 12 megapixels, and it says the lens has a 155 degrees field of view. The photo resolution is 4000 by 3000, and for the video, it shoots 4K, and it says it's at 130 Mbps in terms of things like the bit rate and all that. So obviously you'd want to buy stuff like this if you want to do some really fast, I guess, captures, going through, for example, obstacles, buildings, as well as fast moving vehicles like cars. And with that in mind, how much does this thing cost? Because that matters a lot too. Apparently for the drone itself, it's $459 US. If you want things like the Fly More combos, which you've known DJI to always offer with their drones usually, it's about $999 US. And for the bundle with 3 batteries, it costs about $1,099 US. So overall, would you actually be interested in this if you fly FPV drones, for example? Again, one thing I'm wondering about is just where could you fly these in a lot of places, because the regulations actually stop people from doing so legally anyways. For example, with all the rules of line of sight, technically putting on these goggles, for example, and flying, you can't legally do that without someone actually being there, like a spotter and all that. So again, I'm wondering if that would be a factor and whether or not people would buy this anyways. I could imagine it's really good for things like work anyways, or at the same time just having fun flying around, but it's always those regulations that ruin everything, huh? And in terms of, I guess, tech products, this was kind of interesting as it was going around a lot. Apparently there's this AI pin, that's what they call it, the Humane AI pin. And what it looks like is you attach this item to yourself and you can speak to it outside, where their vision is you could replace things like your smartphone, for example. So if you see, for example, something you're not sure, you can ask it questions and it will try to identify what it is through things like cameras and all that. So would you actually use this thing in replacement for things like your smartphone? How they advertise it, it says here, introducing AI Pin, the first multi-modal device that is wearable and easy to use. Whether you're making calls, sending messages, seeking answers, capturing moments, taking notes, or managing your digital world, AI Pin acts as your assistant and a second brain, allowing you to be present and in flow. Just from seeing some of the demos, it seems like there's kind of a delay. For example, when you ask it questions, it takes a while, I suppose, to go through the database to try to determine, okay, what's the most appropriate answer to give the person. I don't know, speaking for myself anyways, what's the difference between, let's just say if I really wanted to, I'd put my phone in my front pocket or something like that and kind of replicate exactly what it's doing as well. Now, granted, it's kind of like a new item and all that, but it seems like it's not enough to justify someone just getting rid of their phone. So I don't know, will people actually buy this? Because it doesn't sound cheap too. It's over like what, almost $700 US or so for this little item. It's almost like a product that was invented that no one necessarily asked for currently. So maybe it's wrong timing, I don't know. But either way, I guess a lot of people are trying to capitalize on things like AI and all that, huh? It's like a buzzword. And this was kind of an interesting, I guess, follow-up. As you guys remember, there was a recent story here where locally they're planning or potentially going to build a military drone base of sort. And according to this, even if that's the case, it'd be operated, I guess, further east here. Because this one says, military drone installation to be built in Ottawa. D&D says exact location will remain secret. Ottawa will be the home to a new $65 million installation used to control and operate the military's future fleet of drones, but National Defense says the exact location in the city for the new facility to accommodate 198 personnel, simulators, and drone control systems must remain secret. The Liberal government announced on December 19th that Canada will buy 11 remotely piloted aircraft from a US company in a project costing $2.5 billion. The new drones will be stationed at 14-wing Greenwood NS and 19-wing Comox BC. But then with that said, it mentions how it will be operated in places like Ottawa and so forth. And it says that location will be secret. National Defense confirmed in an email to this newspaper. We're planning to construct facility on existing DND land in Ottawa, stated National Defense spokesperson Andre Anne Poulin. For operational security reasons, we will not be providing the exact location. I'm just kind of curious too, whether or not with stuff like this, are there going to be more restrictions, I guess, in terms of just flying drones in general, like for consumer and recreational use? Who knows? But yeah, I guess we're trying to prepare for something, who knows what. All right, see you guys later.